Good morning, everyone. Today, we're going to delve into the story of a company that didn't just sell coffee, but redefined an entire industry and created a global culture around it. We'll be exploring the journey of Starbucks from a single storefront to a worldwide empire. We will analyze its history, break down its powerful business model, examine the competitive landscape, and review its financial performance to understand the core ingredients of its enduring success. Let's begin. To begin, let's look at the sheer scale of Starbucks today. As of 2024, the company operates over 40,000 stores worldwide. It generated an impressive $36.2 billion in annual revenue for the fiscal year 2024 and commands a staggering 40% of the U.S. coffee market share. These numbers paint a clear picture of a dominant global leader. But how did it get here? This next section covers the key milestones in Starbucks history, tracing its path from a single store to a global phenomenon. The story begins in 1971, when the first Starbucks opened in Seattle's Pike Place Market. The founders were initially focused on selling high-quality coffee beans and equipment. A pivotal moment came in 1982 when Howard Schultz joined as Director of Retail Operations. A trip to Milan inspired him with the vision to create a coffeehouse culture in America, a place for community and connection, not just coffee. In 1987, Schultz purchased Starbucks and began transforming it into the coffee bar concept he envisioned. This marked a new beginning. Just 5 years later, in 1992, Starbucks went public with its initial public offering under the ticker SBUX, which provided the capital for rapid expansion. Then, in 1995, the introduction of the Frappuccino created a cultural craze and defined a whole new category of cold coffee beverages, attracting a younger demographic. The brand's global ambitions took flight in 1996 with the opening of stores in Japan and Singapore. In 2003, Starbucks launched the Pumpkin Spice Latte, or PSL, which became an instant seasonal obsession and a massive driver of fall sales. To further elevate the coffee experience, Starbucks opened its first immersive reserve roastery in Seattle in 2014, showcasing rare coffees and advanced brewing methods. Recognizing the shift to digital, Starbucks launched its mobile order and pay feature nationwide in 2015. This revolutionized the customer experience and cemented its status as a digital leader in the industry. This brings us to today, where Starbucks has a presence in over 80 countries, continuing to focus on ethical sourcing, innovation, and fostering community connection. Now, let's dive into the core of the business itself. In the following slides, we'll use the business model canvas framework to visually explore the 9 components that power the Starbucks engine and drive its success. First, who does Starbucks serve? They target a diverse audience with distinct experiences. This includes the mass market seeking premium coffee, students and professionals using the stores as a third place for work, tourists looking for a familiar brand abroad, and on-the-go commuters who prioritize speed and convenience. Starbucks' value proposition goes beyond coffee. They offer high-quality, customizable beverages, a comfortable third-place atmosphere, convenience through accessible locations and mobile ordering, and the status of a globally recognized brand. They foster strong customer relationships through key strategies shown in the chart, with a heavy focus on their rewards program and mobile app engagement to drive loyalty and repeat business. Next, how does Starbucks deliver this value? They use a multi-channel strategy. As the chart illustrates, company-owned stores are the backbone of their sales. However, drive-thrus, licensed stores in locations like airports and grocery stores, consumer packaged goods, and mobile app orders are all crucial channels that maximize reach and customer convenience.
Behind the scenes, the operational core is what ensures quality and consistency. The key activities flow from ethical sourcing and roasting to supply chain management, retail store operations, and finally, marketing. This is all supported by key resources like their global brand reputation, vast physical store network, skilled employees or partners, and proprietary technology. Key partnerships with coffee farmers, licensees, and technology providers are also essential to their success.
Financially, the model is straightforward. The primary revenue stream, as shown in the hypothetical breakdown, is beverages and food sales from their stores, supplemented by packaged goods and licensing fees. The cost structure is primarily driven by store operating expenses, the cost of goods sold, employee salaries, and marketing. Of course, Starbucks doesn't operate in a vacuum. With a 36% share of the global coffee market, it's a giant, but a giant that is constantly under siege. This next section provides an analysis of the fierce competitive landscape. While Starbucks leads the U.S. market, the coffee counter is crowded. This chart shows the significant market share held by competitors like Dunkin' and McDonald's McCafe, along with emerging players like Dutch Bros. The market is dynamic, with both large chains and smaller artisanal cafes vying for customer loyalty on price, convenience, and quality.
So, how does Starbucks maintain its leadership? They employ a multi-pronged strategy. This isn't about winning on just one front, but about building a resilient brand ecosystem based on 4 pillars: powerful brand loyalty, the unique third place concept, constant product diversification in drinks and food, and best-in-class digital innovation through their app and rewards program.
Let's turn to a snapshot of recent financial performance from fiscal year 2024. Total revenue grew by 7.1% year-over-year to $38.5 billion, while net income rose 9.8% to $4.5 billion. The company expanded to over 39,500 global stores, and diluted earnings per share increased to $3.80.
Looking closer at the trends, the chart on the left shows a strong post-pandemic revenue rebound. However, the fluctuating net income reflects persistent market and inflationary pressures. The chart on the right reinforces a key point. The vast majority of revenue comes from its company-operated stores, highlighting the importance of the direct-to-consumer physical retail experience. Geographically, the United States remains Starbucks' largest and most critical market. As the left chart shows, China is its second largest and fastest-growing region. Together, these two markets comprise over 60% of the global portfolio. The pie chart on the right underscores this, showing that North America generates nearly 3/4 of the company's total revenue, indicating a deep reliance on its home market.
To summarize the company's strengths, we can point to 3 key highlights. First, consistent growth in both revenue and profitability. Second, strategic global expansion, with a significant focus on high-growth markets, particularly in Asia. And third, strong customer loyalty, driven primarily by the highly successful Starbucks Rewards program, which is a significant contributor to total revenue.
Finally, looking ahead, Starbucks must navigate several challenges. These include intense competition from both high-end cafes and low-cost alternatives, supply chain volatility and rising costs, shifting consumer preferences towards healthier options, ongoing labor relations discussions, broad economic pressures on consumer spending, and increasing scrutiny on its sustainability goals.
In conclusion, the Starbucks story is one of visionary leadership, strategic branding, and relentless innovation. From a single shop, it built a powerful business model centered on the customer experience, creating a third place between home and work.
While it faces significant challenges from competition and shifting market dynamics, its resilient brand, digital leadership, and vast global footprint position it to continue navigating the future of coffee. Thank you for your attention.